Welcome to update number 22 on the Lackawanna Cut-Off. We're going to talk about bad and good news. Hi, I'm Chuck Walsh, and the Delaware River Viaduct behind us is what we're fighting for. We're fighting to restore service on the Lackawanna Cut-Off to Scranton. And over the past few days, specifically on election night, some admittedly bad things happened, at least in terms if you look at this particular project. There's no two ways about it. There's no way to sugarcoat that. Specifically, in Pennsylvania, to start off with, Congressman Matt Cartwright and Senator Bob Casey lost their seats in Congress, and we're going to miss their ability to help this project along legislatively in Washington. In our last update, of course, I talked about Dr. Alan Lichtman's prediction that Kamala Harris would attain the White House. That didn't happen. Donald Trump won. And there is reason to believe that Mr. Trump could, we don't know. I mean, at this point, we're talking about a lot of unknowns, could be the opposite of an advocate, I'll say, for this particular project. Now, that's the bad news. Is there some good news in all this? Well, since we did our last update, the Scranton folks, Pennsylvania folks, specifically Mr. Cartwright and Mr. Casey, Senator Casey, Congressman Cartwright, just before Election Day announced a total of $20 million that was going to become available, part of which would be used to replace the Slayford Road Bridge, which you saw in a previous update where we were over there, not far from here, less than a mile, as well as update or upgrade the entire line in Pennsylvania from Slayford all the way to roughly Gouldsboro, about 40 miles, to FRA Class 4 track, which would mean passenger a maximum of 80 miles an hour, 60 for freight. And the line west of there all the way to Scranton has already been upgraded to what would be Amtrak standards, at least what they would need in order to run trains. So while I know in a sense I'm trying to make lemonade out of lemons, basically there is reason for optimism. Now granted, you know, in the grand scheme of things, yeah, have we taken a shot to the gut here? Yeah, of course. No way to really get around that. I just can't. It would be disingenuous to try to even attempt to say that this wasn't a bad outcome for us, politically, certainly. But it is what it is. And if there's any message that I can convey to you, the audience, the advocates, and anybody who's watching this particular video, is that we're not going to give up. We've gone through this before. Not exactly like this, certainly, but we've lost advocates such as Congressman Rod Frelinghuysen. If it weren't for him, we wouldn't have a New Jersey Transit project. Roseville Tunnel, which is the work on that, is almost finished as I speak. There will be still work on the communications tower, which is be on top of the tunnel. But if it hadn't been for Rod Frelinghuysen, who was really a mentor for Matt Cartwright, this project, we wouldn't even be talking about Amtrak probably at this point, because we wouldn't be talking about New Jersey Transit on the first 7.5 miles of the Lackawanna Cut-Off. So for us, I'm not saying that we can overlook what has happened. What I'm saying is, though, that basically the nature of this project has been that there have been ups and downs. We got through when we started this whole project, I call it a project, with Larissa, of doing videos when we go into, and hopefully Larissa will stick with me, when we go into 2025, we will be starting our 10th calendar year of videos on the Lackawanna Cut-Off channel. And at the time that we started those videos, we were in the midst of environmental issues on the Andover section of the cutoff, specifically the infamous Hudson Farm problem, that culvert, that pipe. That's been resolved. A lot of people didn't think we'd get through that. Granted, this is a different situation, but having been in this whole effort for 40 years, I see this as something that we just have to overcome. I don't know how else to look at it. Do I have any answers? Does the crystal ball say what's going to be the next thing to do? What the project team, PennDOT, the Pennsylvania Northeast Regional Railroad Authority, New Jersey Transit, Amtrak, what specifically is going to be their strategy and their path going forward? No, I can't tell you that right now. And maybe I never will be able to tell you that specifically, because a lot of that is something that doesn't really make it to me. And even if it did make it to me, I wouldn't necessarily convey it, because sometimes the information I have is confidential. But in general, the most important thing is that this project is going to go forward. Once again, exactly how that's going to be, I can't tell you. But as I said, there are things that have taken place very recently which are good, which indicate that the project is going into another phase, into what I'll call a construction phase, because that's really what that $20 million is. It's construction money. It's not study money. Yes, the FRA is going to have to do studies. We're looking forward to possibly that the project will move into step 2. The FRA's projects, the corridor ID project status will be changed to step 2. We'll see. But whatever the case, all I can say is I'm going to be here. I'm going to continue to be here. And I'm just hoping that you, on that side of the camera, not just Larissa, of course, but the folks who are watching this video and who the people you talk to and communicate with, that they'll stick with us as well. Because we'll get through this. There's not always easy answers as how we get through this, but I just know that looking at the history of this project, these things have happened. I wish they hadn't. I wish every light had been green along the way, but every so often you're going to hit a red light. That's just the way it is. And that's all we can do, is wait for the light to turn from red to green and then move forward at that point. However long that takes, well, I can't say. I hope it's quicker than slower, but once again, I can't really say what that really means in real terms. But the message is, as Winston Churchill once said, never give up. Never, never give up. So, that's the end of update number 22. I hope you'll look forward to update number 23 on the Lackawanna Cut-Off.